we were on the question. Okay, in the mid of it we stop the lecture. Okay, here we are dealing with the main reinforcement. Okay, here are the okay, here it is provided with the formula AST. Okay, you have to go with the AST and you have to find the ASTX. Okay, the formula for AST will be the same, but for different movement you have calculated the movement MUX and MUI. Okay, MUX and MUI, therefore we have to find two areas of steel, that is main reinforcement for X and as well as for Y. Okay, here in ASTX the area is coming is 2158.48 mm square. You have to provide 16 mm bars. Here it is 16, it's not 160, 16 mm bar. Okay, 16 mm 5 bars you have to provide. Okay, number of bars is calculated. You know how to calculate the n is nothing but the ASTX upon the A pi. Okay, which number of bars are coming at the X direction is 11. Okay, at the X direction it is 11. Okay, now at the Y direction again you have to provide with the 16 mm 5 bars. Okay, in the X direction. Now ASTY, you have to calculate the ASTY. Similarly, you have to find out the number of bars. Here you can provide with 8 mm 5 bars in the Y direction. Okay, the y direction में कितने बार आ रहे हैं आपके? Again it is 11 bars of 8 mm 5 along y direction. Summary for the footing: size of footing is you known to it, 1.5 by 3 meter. Depth of the footing is 400 mm. Main shear is 8 mm 5, 11 numbers in both the direction. Okay, see here it is given to you the column size. You have find out the longitudinal steel. You have find in the example. Okay, you have deal with the, here is the section. Okay, here these bars are the these bars are the 8 mm 5, 11 numbers of bars in both the direction. Okay, okay, this is what the diagram for the plan of the your footing. Okay, now the next topic we are going to deal with the interaction diagram. What is interaction diagram? Interaction diagrams are nothing but it is the curve drawn with MUFCK BD square as an on the x-axis and PUFCK BD square as on the y-axis. Means these diagrams are nothing but it is the diagrams of ultimate load and ultimate movement. Okay, and as an ordinate for the various values of P upon FCK ranging. Okay, from 0.026 0.026 for distribution of reinforcement such as equal reinforcement and two parallel faces or on all faces of rectangular section. These diagrams are also called as the PU-MU interaction curve. Okay, and mainly these diagrams are drawn for square, rectangular, and circular column for different grades of concrete and steel. This diagram is advantageously used for the column subjected to. See here, these are diagrams which are mainly used for the column which are subjected to axial load and the bending moment, both axial load and the bending moment. These diagrams are used, okay, for the column which are subjected to axial load as well as for the bending moment. This diagram provides for the different modes of failures, namely compression failure, balanced failure, and tension failure. Okay, these diagrams are mainly provide for the different modes of the failure. It may be compression failure, balance failure, and tension failure. Okay, the interaction curve is drawn for various load movement. Okay, the interaction curves which are drawn are for various load and movement. Okay, that is PU and MU combination for all possible eccentricities of loading. Okay, for all possible eccentricities of the loading. Okay, these are diagrams are drawn. Okay, for the design purpose, MU and PU are calculated on the basis of design stress strain curve, in which it includes the partial safety factor. Okay, the design interaction curve represents the failure envelope and the point given by the ordinates mu and pu falling within the interaction curve indicates the safe values of the combination of loads and movement. See here. What are the mu and pu diagrams? Mu and pu diagrams are nothing but it is the mainly consist those columns which are subjected to both axial load as well as bending load. These diagrams are used for the design of those columns. Okay, and these diagram mainly fails in different modes, maybe in compression, balanced, or tension failure, whichever. Okay, okay, and the interaction curve which is given to you uh, for the for the purpose of the design, it is mainly possible for every eccentricity, whichever eccentricity value are coming, it is used for all possible eccentricities of loading. Okay, and see what are the salient points on the interaction curve are as under. Point 1 corresponds to the axial loading with zero movement. Okay, and E is equal to 0, that is eccentricity is equal to 0. This indicates the column is subjected to axial load only. See here in the diagram you can see, here in the diagram you can see, okay, here in the diagram you can see this is your P1. Okay, this is your first point. Okay, this is your first point. At this point the movement, since the you I have told you in before, this is movement axis and this is load axis. Okay, at this point, at the first point which is on the axis of y axis, it is nothing but here the maximum pu value is given but the movement is equal to 0. And see, when the movement is 0 the eccentricity is equal to 0. Okay, movement will be possible only when the eccentricity is there. Okay, means eccentricity is not there means whatever the actual load which is acting, it is acting at the center of the column, the eccentricity is equal to 0. Okay, point P1 dash, what it's correspond to, it's correspond to the axial load. There is an axial load and with minimum eccentricity, E minimum, with minimum eccentricity, as it is moving outside of the y axis, means it have some bending moment also and with some eccentricity available. Okay, therefore it is denoted by the PUO dash. Okay, next point is as the eccentricity increases. See, as the pu is moving along this means the eccentricity is increasing. As the eccentricity is increases, the movement also increases with the neutral axis xu. With the neutral axis xu means what, it is moving from outside towards the extreme fiber, it's moving from outside to the extreme fiber. See, at the point 3, at the point 3, okay, at the point 3 on the interaction diagram indicates balanced failure. Here whatever the failure it is going to be take, it's a balanced failure state, means at this point your structure or whatever your member, it is in a balanced section. Okay, balanced, in balanced condition, therefore the balanced failure state is this point is known as balanced failure state. The design strength values for the balanced failure condition is denoted by, see here, PMUB and PUB. Okay, this is denoted by MUB and PUB. Okay, at point B, at point 4, here at this point you can see has there will be there will be no load. Okay, it is directly on your x-axis, means this point is here. Okay, and this is your pu and this is your mu, means what, here is the maximum moment is available with zero ultimate load. Okay, means whatever the interaction curve here, it is a pure flexural state, means there is no axial force acting and there will be the maximum eccentricity value, means whatever your column, it is whatever the load, it is away, more than away from your center. Okay, and therefore there will be pure state. Hmm. Pure flexure state. Okay, this is what the mm, this is what the point number 4. Okay, This is what the point number 4. Okay, do you understand? This is what the point number 4 says. Okay, now you can understand at this point that different point 1, point 2, point 1, point 1 dash, point 2, and point 3, and point 4. At point 4 at point 4 you can see there is a pure flexural movement. Okay, pure flexural movement is given. Okay, now we are going to deal with the interaction diagrams, or it is also known as the design chart of special published 60. Okay, SP60. Okay, this is SP60. Okay, there are three sets of design charts. Okay, uh, depend upon this interaction diagram, this how the interaction diagram it is. There are three sets of charts are prepared. See here how it is prepared. Okay, and these charts are available in SP16. Okay, and it is for rectangular and circular types of cross section. See here in the chart number 1, what is it is given that there are two numbers of rows. There are two numbers of rows having 4 set of 4 sets of your bars at the at the in the two rows. Okay, and there are three grades of steel used for this: Fe250, Fe415, and Fe500, and each of them has different has values, has four values of d dash upon d. Okay, see d dash upon d के फोर वैल्यूज पे ये चार्ट बनता है. ओके, पहला है 0.05, 0.10, 0.15 and 0.20. Okay, yeah. Okay, see, uh, this is the chart and this chart. Okay, different. और कितने ग्रेड है? एक दो तीन. तीन ग्रेड के लिए आपके एक दो तीन चार चार वैल्यूज के लिए आपके कितने चार्ट्स बने हैं? 12. ओके, 12 सेट्स के चार्ट बने हैं on the basis of this condition. Okay, okay, this d dash upon d is going to be changed. Mainly d dash is going to change. Okay, maybe d is going to change, depends upon it. Different sets of your charts are available for the condition when there is two sets of rows are available in only at the one side of your rectangular column. Okay, next chart number 39 to 50 are the second set of 12 charts in which at the both the sides, means at this sides as well as at this side, at both the sides, columns are provided. Okay, okay, and again here is only 12 sets of charts are available. Okay, and see rectangular columns having symmetrical longitudinal rectangular column having symmetrical longitudinal steel bars, 20 numbers distributed equally on four sides in 6 rows. Example, okay, in this figure it is provided with you. Okay, now for for three grades of steel it is used, and similarly for four different ratios of d dash upon d. Now for circular column, there are three sets of 12 charts numbering from 51 to 61. It is available in SP60. Now their numbering is given, chart number is given, and it is for now circular columns having 8 longitudinal steel bars of equal diameter and uniformly speed circumferentially placed. Okay, circumferentially for three grades of steel: Fe250, Fe415 and 500, and each of them has four values for d dash upon d ratio. Okay, 0.05, 0.10, 0.15 and 0.20. Okay, here is the diagram for your the circular column section, and it is uniformly distributed circumferentially. Okay, all the 36 charts are prepared for M20 grade of concrete only. See here which concrete for M20 grade of concrete we in these charts are prepared. Okay, see here, this is the chart number 1 for d dash. Okay, See here. First is up for the d dash upon d 0.05. ओके, FE 415 के लिए बनाया गया है ये चार्ट नंबर. ठीक है. दूसरा आपके लिए सेम, लेकिन d dash upon d grade will be same and d dash upon d is going to change. This is the chart for your d dash upon d equal to 0.10. This is the interaction diagram for that. Okay, see here. In the interaction diagram for combined bending and compression, rectangular section, equal reinforcement on opposite sides. Okay, equal reinforcement on opposite side. These charts are for three different. Okay, this is for only equal reinforcement are provided at the opposite side. It is not for the condition for the both the sides. It is not provided the reinforcement. Okay, next, d dash upon d is equal to 0.15. D dash upon d is equal to 0.15. Okay, and d dash upon d for 0.20. Okay, d dash upon d for 0.20. Okay, this is the diagram for different interaction diagram for different d dash upon d, and for the grade of Fe 415 and grade of concrete is M20. uh, how to take the values from this interaction diagram we will see. Okay, now here we can say approximation and limitations of design charts of SP16. What are the approximations and what are the limitations? Mainly approximations are of design charts of SP is grade of concrete, the d dash upon d ratio, equal distribution of 20 longitudinal steel bars on four sides of rectangular column, longitudinal bars in circular column. Okay, see, grade of concrete. As mentioned in earlier section, you know that the design charts for SP16, the assumed constant grade is assumed as the M20 of the concrete. Okay. However, each chart has 14 plots having different values of parameter P upon FCK ranging from 0 to 0.26. 0 to 0.26. Yeah, 0 to 0.26. Okay, and at an interval of 0.02, for the interval of 0.02, the designer thus can make use of actual grade of concrete by multiplying the P upon FCK obtained from the plot with the actual FCK for the particular grade of concrete to partially compensate the approximation. What these charts are made for M20. We assume that these charts are made for the M20. If your grade is 25, if your grade is M25, then how can you can use these charts? For this, what you have to do is you have to just multiply the grade of concrete, whatever the grade of concrete, multiplying the, yes, yeah, the designer thus can make use of the actual grade of concrete by multiplying the P upon FCK obtained from the plot with the actual FCK. Whatever the value you are going to get for P upon FCK from the chart, you have to multiply it by the grade of concrete, whatever the grade of concrete provided with you. Then you are can directly switch to the your grade of concrete values. Okay. Okay, now d dash upon d. There are three sets of charts having four fixed values d dash upon d ratio, which we have seen. D dash upon d का पहला value 0.05, 0.10, 0.15, 0.20. However, in the practical design, the d dash upon d ratio may be different from those values. May be different from in the practical design. Okay, in such situation, intermediate values are determined by making linear interpolation. What is, as we know, if g dash upon d value is not 0 0.05, 0 0.05, 0.10, then to take the intermediate value of them, you have to take the intermediate value for that. Okay, the by the interpolation. Okay. Okay, equal distribution of 20 longitudinal steel bars on four sides of rectangular column. In spite of the above consideration, the design charts may be equal without significant error for any number of bars greater than 8, provided the bars are distributed equally on four sides. Mainly we are going to provide with the bars which are at the provided on both the sides. Okay, longitudinal bars in circular column. Longitudinal bars in circular column. Okay, we can deal with also circular column. Okay, though the design charts are prepared considering the 8 bars uniformly placed superficially, they may generally be used for any number of bars greater than 6 uniformly placed superficially. They may be used for any type of, it may be 6 or it may be greater than 8. Okay, what are the limitations क्या है? Longitudinal bars equally distributed on 4 sides of the rectangular column. Okay, then second is unsymmetrical arrangement of longitudinal bars in rectangular cross section. Okay, then non-uniform placing of longitudinal bars in circular cross section. Cross sections other than rectangular or circular like ITHX etc. Maybe cross section other than rectangular. It may be circular. It may be any other section you can provide. Okay, then you can't use this. Okay, there is a limitation. Conclude in remarks. Okay, see here. Longitudinal bars equally distributed on 4 sides of rectangular columns. 20 bars when equally placed on 4 sides are placed in 6 rows, avoiding any bar on the 2 axes. However, there will be bars on the axis for odd numbers of rows. Maybe odd numbers of rows are there. Then there is a common type is the 6 bar arrangement. You can see here. Here you can go for the 6 bar arrangement. Okay, and then you have to prepare the actual design chart depending on the bar arrangement to get the accurate result. For the accurate result you have to draw the accurate charts or design charts as per the your uh, what we call for the arrangement of the bars. Okay, next, unsymmetrical arrangement of longitudinal bars in rectangular section. If it is not covered, then it is not covered in the charts, then for the unsymmetrical arrangement you can't use the charts for the unsymmetrical arrangement. The arrangement of the bars, it should be in symmetrical condition. As you can observe, see here, if you arrange the bar at one section here, okay, this is the symmetrical condition. Again, this is the symmetrical condition. But if you are arranging in the unsymmetrical manners, okay, huh, then this is not a symmetrical condition, unsymmetrical condition. Therefore you can't use this bars. Therefore you can't use this bars, or you are not cannot use the charts for the determination. Okay, non-uniform placing of longitudinal bars in circular cross section. Similarly, for circular, this is for rectangular and this is for circular. Okay, the for both you can't use these charts. Okay, cross section other than rectangular or circular. Okay, if the cross section of your column is other than the rectangular and other than the circular, then also you can't use these charts. Okay, okay, what is the concluding is that besides the approximation and limitation as explained is used advantageously even by making some more approximation. If the charts are not directly applicable, then you have to make the approximation and then only you can use this charts. Okay, design of short column under axial load with uniaxial bending. See here, now the topic is you have to design a short column under axial load with uniaxial bending. Okay, with uniaxial bending means what? You know that the design of columns by direct calculation involves several trials for exact determination of steel percentage, with which the percentage assumed by comparing the strength calculated from the assumed steel with the given load on the column, and hence time taking. Okay, you have to assume the percentage of steel you are going to provide. We have seen in the example you have to assume the percentage of steel from 1 to 5%. This is the what is nothing but the trial base. Okay, this is nothing but the trial base. Therefore there are many problems. If you fail to take the correct percentage of steel, then you have to redesign everything. You have to then assume the you have then assume the correct or more than the assumed value of the before. Okay, this is what for this This design charts are also used for the analysis of column for the safety also. For you can use this design charts for your approximation. Okay, you can go for the correct value of your percentage steel for assumption. Okay, now the analysis of short columns under axial load with uniaxial bending. In many situations, what happened? It became necessary to assess the safety of the column with known cross-section dimension and longitudinal and transverse steel reinforcing bar. The objective is to examine if the column can resist some critical values or PU or MU, or pairs of PU and MU as may be expected to applied on the column. Then you have to go for the this analysis. Okay, there are many situations when you have to analyze this ultimate load and ultimate column moment interaction diagrams, and by comparing this you can find the respective strength capacities pair of PU and MU. Okay, indicates that the column has to pick them. The strength, see, there may be some of the pairs of the load, ultimate load and ultimate movement. Then you have to check the maximum number of maximum load, maximum strength capacities for this pair. Okay, now step number one, what you have to do is you have to selection of the design chart. You have to first select the design chart, which design chart you are going to deal. For that you have to specify it by the chart number, and you have to known with the d dash upon d, and the grade of steel for which you are going to design the circular column or you are going to design the rectangular column. Okay, and you have to then have to distribute the longitudinal steel bar equally on two or four sides of your rectangular column. Okay, then you have to selection of the particular curve, which particular curve you are going to design. Okay, particular curve means what? If you design, if you selected, for example, if you selected this chart, okay, this is the chart which you are going to require. Okay, your d dash upon d is 0.15, d dash upon d value is 0.15. Then you have to go for which type of curve, in which curve is your curve for the design. Okay, okay, uh, then from then assessment of the column, you have to do the assessment of the column is the step number 3, assessment of the column. Okay, this can be done in any of the three methods. Selecting two of the three parameter is known, comparing the third parameter. Okay, satisfying the equation 9.10.1. Okay, now design of short column under axial load with uniaxial bending. Okay, design, you have to do the design of a column under axial load with the uniaxial bending. Okay, you have analyzed these things. Now you have to design it. The step number one is you have to assume the size of the column. Okay, here you have to assume the size of the column. Then you have to calculate the PU FCK BD or and MU FCK BD square. Then you have to select the design chart. Then you have to determine the percentage of longitudinal state, which locate the point of interaction of PU and the MU. Okay, then you have to design the transverse reinforcement. Okay, then you have to design the transverse reinforcement. Okay, short compression member under axial load with biaxial loading, biaxial bending. Now next topic is you have to design the short compression members under axial load with biaxial bending. First is uniaxial bending, second is biaxial loading. As per the IS code method for the design of column under axial load and biaxial bending is given in clause number 39.6 of IS 456 2000. Okay, and in this clause it recommends the following specified formula. Okay, PU is equal to relationship between MU x ZZ and MU y Z for particular value of PU, which is equal to PUZ. Okay, expressed in non-dimension. This is what the formula or given in that clause number 39.6. Okay, if you move to the clause number 39.6, you will see all this formula, and for this you have to go for the ultimate or the intermediate value for the interpolation value. Okay, now, okay, AG is nothing but the gross area of the section. AAC is nothing the total area of steel. Okay, this is what the problem. Now you have to go with the solution of the problem using IS code method. Solution of problem using IS code method. Okay, for the biaxial bending. Here you have to go with the selection of the trial section of the design type of problem. You have to select the trial section. Okay, for this mu value you have to calculate. Okay, yeah, okay, then you have to check for the eccentricity, that is Ex and Ey for the minimum eccentricity as per the clause number 25.4 is 256 stipulate the amount of minimum eccentricity. Okay, verification of the eccentricity which can be done by Ex, which is Mux upon Pu, and Ey is MUy upon Pu from the given data. Then you have to assume the trial section including longitudinal reinforcement. Okay, this steps is needed only for the design of the type of the problem which is to be done as explained in above in A. Okay, determination of MUX1 MUY1. Okay, then you have to determine the PUZN alpha n values and checking the adequacy of the section as per the SP16 graphs of the from the chart. Okay, okay, this what is the theory part for the what we call the charts, for the interaction charts. Okay, this is what the theory. From tomorrow we are going to deal with the example so that you will be clear with how to use this interaction charts, how to use which interaction diagram or the design chart you are going to use. Mostly depend upon your d dash upon d value. Okay, which d dash upon d value is available. Okay, then we will going to deal with the two types of example for this, and we will going to deal with the every section in the question. It is given, every value is given. For this we will deal with question here only. Okay, okay, design a uniaxial, see which kind of load or the it is given to you. Is it biaxial or uniaxial? Here it is